Hello, I'm Rashid, and today I'll be showing you how to make levels, pretty much like custom levels for Castle Crashers. Pretty simple tutorial because I have everything already set out here in this level template that I kind of like. I didn't make all of it, I just added the stuff, but anyways, I'm just gonna be quickly explaining the things in the level that it's really important to know. So, Sprite 15 here is the actual level, like where you walk around in, and it's in frame one, and there's a bunch of place objects here. Now, pretty much what this level template has, it has pretty much all the things you need required for the level to work. And I've added stuff to it, like wave, like waves and a bunch of stuff. But anyways, if you don't know how place objects work, I'm sure you do, but place objects, they're just, you have the character ID in a certain depth, and then it displays it, and it's like you place it around. Some place objects in here are important. You do not want to delete any of these that go down to here, because these are important. So what these are right here, the P1_1 to P4_1, or the spawn locations. Your player is going to be spawning on these cubes. Um, that's just where they're gonna spawn. This door has something to do with registering I think it's pretty much like exits or something, but you don't really, that doesn't really matter. Well, it does matter, but you don't really need to mess with that. Now the edge left, this is pretty much how far your screen is restricted going left, and then edge right is the restriction of it going right, so you can't just wander off. um And then these red boxes here are Flaming's custom collision, which you need installed uh, for it to function for the collision to work. Because if you don't have it, you're just gonna get sent to a separate area. You need that in main. These right here, I don't really mess with these around too much, so I don't really know. I know this is pretty much the screen going downwards. So based on how far you are, it's kind of like the edge right and edge left, but for the screen on the bottom. And then so are these. These all connect to it. So let's say your character is right on the bottom of this line, and the screen locks down here, so you can't see. You'd have to move the all of these down a little bit, and then that should work. And then these, I honestly, I don't really know what these are, but they're here. And then just for quality of life, we got these player and screen references. This is so you know, when you're making the level with the place objects, you can tell how you can make it based on how big the player is. Um, and then the screen, same with that, how big the screen is. And then right here we got the wave system, zombies wave system, but it's exactly the same thing. Now these are leashes here, so pretty much leash one, and then leash two. So I have these labeled my own way. You can label them differently, but I'm just gonna explain why I labeled them that way. So L is for leash, obviously, and then leash one for wave one, and then leash two for wave one. And then this is the cube of which the enemy would spawn in on top of. Um, and I named it E spawn for wave one, spawn one. Uh, I don't know, I just named it that way. You can name it something different. And then here we have the wave trigger. Now if we look in the clip action here, pretty much on clip event enter frame, this is pretty much when it you see it. It's present on your screen. It's going to go to the do action and then call out for the wave, which is called Snowstruck Wave. So I got the I just copied and pasted the wave system from Snowstruck, which is a custom campaign level I was making. Um, but anyways, that's pretty much it for frame 15. Uh, Now we're gonna take a look in the do action really quick. So F init, pretty pretty much it's kind of self-explanatory. It kind of like loads out everything. It like makes you load in, and then it sets like the edge right, the edges and the bottom and all that. Spawns a player. So I'm going to explain a few things. Now this right here is the music. Whatever music you want to put in here, you just type out um, what you want it to be. So like whatever the name of the file is you have. So like let's say file or whatever. That don't. So you can like put your custom music in here. Then right here is root level. What this is when you exit to map, you're gonna be on a node, right? So each node has like a like a number to it, like the node number. And so pretty much if you set this root level to the exact of the node number, it like syncs it. So you would exit to map, and you'd be right on the correct node. If you have it on a number where there is no node type, let's say 100, you're gonna be sent to level 100, soft locked. Well, not soft locked. You can return home, but pretty much that happens. And then here we got the dust and shockwaves. Pretty much when you run, the dust behind you and the shockwaves. If you were to like, you know, stomp an enemy. And then here we got new color for the shockwaves. However, this is known to cause desync. This is meant for just like getting like custom RGB like dust, but there's already like dust from vanilla that you can use in here. That's an FX. So this can cause desyncs. So you want to be very like careful with this. I recommend you remove it. Um, but other than that, the by the way, when you remove this, it won't affect these two shockwaves and dust. So that's good. Um, and then this is portals. This is like the here. Let me get it. Has something to do with this. That's pretty much it. Like this is like the portal or whatever. Like that like loads the level, I guess you can say. I don't really like know 100% sure, but that's like my 99% guess. Anyways, this uh this calls out for collisions. Yeah. Okay, now level clips. This is like kind of important with some stuff. Create players you don't want to mess with. Um, Enemies. So I'm pretty sure the number here is like how much enemies you can have on screen are spawned at like one time. Animals, how many animals, because animals and like the sky and all that and FX, they're all different Swift files, and so it calls for how much you're actually gonna have like present in the level. So FX, I'd keep the same. Don't edit FX, or like magic and stuff will get like fucked up. And then the sky here, I'll be explaining that in a little bit. But animals, this is for like 4 players. But if you were to give like animals to other enemies, like if you're to spawn an enemy and give them a certain animal, I'm pretty sure you have to increase that. But anyways, here we have the the wave system, like the code for it's pretty easy. So this is the function name. You can change this to whatever you want. I just have it Snowstruck because, like I said, I kind of copied this from Snowstruck, so I didn't have to implement it. But so if wave counter equals a 0, and by the way, in F in it, there is a thing right here that sets the wave counter to 0. So it pretty much for the first wave. So if it's 0, set leashes. Um, and then this right here is pretty much finding it, like this parentheses, like all of this is finding it in like the define sprite 15. So p game, and then right here, this is again the name I have for the leashes here. So leash 1 wave 1, that's going to be on the left side, and then leash 2 wave 1 will be on the right side. And so pretty much when you want to change it, you only want to change these like areas. Like let's say you rename the leashes, you would in the code right here, you just change these to whatever you name them to. And then look for equals, and then this is the spawn function that spawns like the enemy. By the way, the root is important when it comes to like spawn functions because they are in main and you need to get them because they're not actually here because the root calls it in main. Anyway, and then right here is like it searches the defines right 15 game, and it finds the place object, or it calls to the place object espawn underscore 1s1, which is what I've named it here. And then here we have go to and stop. This right here is a really cool thing. So in the player itself, there's like a bunch of like frames that are different animations. And so if you were to like um, put the animation name or the frame name here, when they spawn, they'll do that animation. It's kind of cool. The kill goal here, this is actually messed up. I'll fix that. You want it to be +1 for every enemy. Here, hold on. So that right there, I might edit the code to like make the the kill goal, my bad, like work, because sometimes it like bugs out with something. Anyways, F underscore set targets, that's pretty much so they have like AI and they get you. And then wave counter plus plus, it sets it here to 1. So let's say we were to copy this function and we make another wave. We want to set this to 1 because like as you can see it's being set to 1. So if you want the next wave to be able to work, you want to set that to 1 and then that to 2. And these numbers increase by each wave you have. And then obviously like rename this to 2, and then you'd have to copy and paste and add multiple of these place objects, uh, and then call for them. But so that's pretty much it for the wave system. Now we're gonna go to this like the backgrounds really quick. All right, so I made these really quick. So here we have the background. So how pretty much backgrounds they they kind of layer differently with everything. So it like based on your camera, if you were to move left, you can see the backgrounds actually like moving, and like they're not solid stuck in place. They're actually like moving. It makes it like more realistic, and it's like really cool. Let's say like your camera were to go up and down, you can see them like go up and down a little bit to make it more realistic and like layer properly. Anyways, so this is 59 right here, and then this is just the place objects for all of these assets I put here. And then 64 here, it's the same exact thing, but it's a one place object that is the character ID of the sprite here, and it's labeled BG2. Now that's how that works for that. And then right here there's a place object around game, and it's BG2 underscore C. So here we have the actual BG. You don't want to move this place object. I was just pushing it up to show you that it's the background. And then same thing goes for uh, this. You have this right. It's like place objects of the assets, and then 63 is the BG3. So this one's like all the way in the back, and then this one's like in the middle. There's 3 different backgrounds. I only have 2 here, and that's pretty much it for the backgrounds. Don't like mess around with the position. Wait, real quick though, I'm gonna explain a little something. When you when you have the thing, you don't really want to move it at all. Just keep it where it is, and because it's just all set up, and these are really like weird. They're like I don't really understand them that much, but I don't know. But tags list, remember, has like the code if you don't know, and then this right here is the BG. I set the color transform to negative 256. You can set it to 256, and then as you can see, it's like a white background. This follows your screen, so it would always be seen. However, you won't be able to see it because we have the sky in the background. But if you don't have the sky and you want it to be just a plain color in the background, that's how you do it instead of being a black screen. However, I set it to minus 256. It doesn't even matter. It's only so then I can like easily see things in the see the canvas. Now here we got the sky place object. Now this right here you want it to be exactly 0 0 in the top left corner of the canvas. That's so because like the sky covers the entire canvas, so um you're gonna like be able to see it. Because if it's like wonky position and it's like like right here, the sky is gonna like look weird. So you want it to be right up here. Um, so that's pretty much that for the skies and the BGs. And then this right here is the game. You don't want to mess with this at all. Um, all right, now I'm gonna be showing you how to add assets because I've already kind of added a few assets, but I'll be showing you how to do it. So here I'm just gonna get an alien ship asset just as an example. Let's say I want here. Let's see. Okay, pretty. All right, I'm just gonna get the floor right here. So what I do is I just click it, Control C, um, and then go to shapes right here, click it, um, and then after that you want to right click it and paste after. Now, as you can see, it goes 69 to 21. That right there is assets out of order, and I'll be showing you like why that's important. So you want to go to tags list, frame one, and as you can see, it goes 69 to 21. That will end up crashing your own game. So you want to manually move this back in order, so it's in perfect order. Because if not, again, it'll crash. And I'm gonna show you a tip that I usually do. So you wanna left click it and then right click it and then add tag after, define sprite. Here we got a new sprite. What you want to do is go to add frames, add only one frame, and then raw edit, and then you want to edit and then turn the has end tag to true. If that is false, then it's going to crash the game. And for some reason, when you make a sprite directly out of JPEGs, it's always set to false, and you do not want that. Anyways, what I do so right here, 21, I want it to be the exact like size. It's not going to be scaled or anything. It's going to be the exact asset, like correct size, not scaled. Um, I copy the P1 underscore 1 place object, like Control C, and click the frame and then Control V. And then as you can see, we have it right here. Now, what I'm going to do is you want to change the clip actions because it's actually going to make it invisible, and the color transform because we do not want it green. Want to change the name. I'm going to change it to like floor because it's going to be the floor. And then the depth, I like to have it at like 1000 so you can easily like go from like below below depths and like higher depths. And I'll explain how depths work in a second. So here we have it's 21. So we go to this place object, edit, want to change the character ID to 21. And wow, here we got an asset. However, we have not edited it in here yet, which we will. But again, I'm going to show you a tip I like to do. I actually, instead of placing all of these place objects, I make it into a separate sprite and then put the sprite actually in here. So it's like one big thing. So anyways, now this is important. When I copy and paste, you want to change the depth +1 each time. You want to change that, and then you can just freeform and move it wherever you want. Uh, so that's that for the floor. So you can like repeat the steps. Okay, and then here we have it's 70. So I go here, I copy the P1 again. I go to edit. The one after ground you want to edit. You want to change the clip actions back to false, and then the color transform to false. Change the character ID to 70 because that is the sprite. And then I'm going to set the depth to 4000. And then I'm going to change the string to like floor. Like floor big because I have the big sprite here where that has the floor. And then here it is. It could be anywhere. And so you can just freeform and move it right in position and then save it and then copy and paste again with the depths. Now, one thing you want to make sure, like the assets, you want to have your depths in order and not like jumbled together. You want them to be in order and can't have duplicates. Because if you have something with the same depth, it's going to crash. But yeah, so there we go. Now we got the floor. That's done. And then let's say you want to move the edge right a little farther, because even if you move these collisions, you still wouldn't be able to go over there. So I'm gonna show you how to move the edge right. Now we're gonna get our cursor and we're gonna just go right over here, not all the way to the end, just right here, so you have room to like add stuff at the end. And then if you look, you can see the coordinate of the horizontal coordinate is 2744. You can write that down or remember it. And then you want to go to transform. Make sure you're on the edge right place object. Transform. You want to set the horizontal to 2744. And then boom, it's gonna like move it all the way over there. And then boom. And then the collision, you can just move. And then collision, when it comes to collision, you can just freeform it, put it in position. Honestly, I'm not too picky about how the collision is. It's gonna look weird, but it's fine. This is just for the purpose of the tutorial. Alright, and we're gonna save that. There we go. Now we got that done. That's just the floor, and we got the wave system. And then if you want to add the wave system, you just copy all these three, and then you want to change. You want to show this in tags list. You want to change this clip action to call to the function. So wave 1, and then if I were to have a wave 2, you want to change this to like 2, if that's the name of the second wave. And then one last thing, you don't have to worry about these objects being shown. Like all these objects here have a clip action in them. I'm gonna show you as like the player, the player reference, but the P1 underscore 1 and stuff, they have a clip action that sets it the visible to false, so you can't see it in game, but you can see it actually in JPEGs, which is a very, very helpful thing. But pretty much that's it. I'm gonna make another tutorial on how to add like objects, like crates and stuff like that. But pretty much if you want to like add waves and make the level itself with the backgrounds in the sky, that's how you do it. Thank you for watching.